MyMac Podcast 957. Spyruses at Malspam.
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast. And if you still believe that your Mac can't get infected by bad actors, maybe you should take a minute and rethink that. Any digital device can get infected by carefully crafted baddies. And this week, we're going to give you a few tips to keep it from happening. Not all the tips, but a few of them. Hey, Gaz, how are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely sponrific. You see, I did a slow intro there so you could get me on screen.
Sorry about that. It was kind of like,
come on,
StreamYard.
You must be coming up to your 100,000 YouTuber now by subscriber, I would have thought, from the amount of time that you've been doing this.
Think that. There's, before we actually get started, for all of you who are listening to this show.
You mean we're actually going to get started at some point?
We will.
No.
We will.
No,
I swear. We will get started this week.
Don't swear. Don't swear. You know what swearing does.
Yes. It drives away advertisers.
Yeah, let's call it a musk. Yes.
That was a bad musk. We do have a video component to this show, and even I'm a couple shows behind, but we are on YouTube, and we have a few hundred subscribers, which in YouTube land is really not a lot. So if you can, and I'm say this right here at the beginning of the show, if you want to, you don't have to. If you use YouTube at all, go on over. Look for Vertshark, VERTSHRK. Oh, yeah, he's going to get that in real quick. And subscribe, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. And eventually 3, 2, I might even start doing Guy's Daily Drive again. And the Vertshark channel, kind of shares both of those. I haven't done that show in a long, long time.
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, what did you hit?
An email from Guy.
Oh, no, that's not the right button. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah.
You said because you said Vertshark again, you see. Oh, I've said it. Now I've said it.
Well, do you have to do that every time I say Vertshark? Apparently so. How are you doing, Gaz?
I am doing very well. Thank you very much, Guy. Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm just trying to think. Did I go down to London the week before, or did I go down this week? I think it might have been the week before, and I can't remember whether I told you whether I went down there on our last show. Did we do a show last weekend? I can't remember whether we did. We did. Yeah. So I must have told you that I came off my bike. Did I tell you I came off my bike?
And you burst your bursitis.
Yes, and that is repairing very nicely. Thank you very much.
Good.
So that's much better. We went out for a walk on the Monday, which was a bit wet with some friends. I did another bike ride on the Tuesday because I felt my arm was good enough. Another 50 miler. I was doing volunteering on the Wednesday. Actually, I went to see the doctors on Wednesday as well about my arm to make sure that was okay.
By the way, you didn't know this, but there was actually somebody recording audio when you fell off your bike.
Have you got that recording?
I do. It's right here.
I remember it as much shorter, but let's run with that.
Okay.
I also had to drive down to Bedford. I had my car serviced on Friday, Guy, which was a bit of a pain because I always get there early because it's quite a drive for me to get my car serviced. It's a way away. So for reasons that I'm not going to go into here, but I always get there early so I can get it done and then get away from the place and get home. Right. Well, I arrived at the appropriate time, which was 8:30 in the morning, and they... Yeah. Your name is? Yes. Okay. No, yes, I've got you in for 1:30, sir.
Oh.
I went,
So you're there a little early.
I said, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. I bought 8:30. Anyway, they got it sorted. They got it all fixed, and there was a few things that needed doing, so that got sorted as well. I was supposed to be videoing a ref today, but the ground, because we've had some frost here, so that game was called off because the ground was too hard. Tomorrow we're going to see a guy called Dave Gorman, who I think I've told you about.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you sent me a link to
we're going to go and see him tomorrow night. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, but quite a bit actually also on MyMac, just general stuff, emailing, cleaning stuff up, doing spreadsheets, all that sort of stuff. Even a few show notes, although I've not filled in the show notes because I put my notes elsewhere so Guy can't see them, so I can surprise him. How's your week gone, Guy?
Slow. I mean, not really a whole lot going on. I took my car in for servicing as well, but really it was just an oil change because we're driving up to Asbury Park, obviously not this weekend, but in a weekend to come very, very soon. But we are doing something fun tonight. We're going to go see the new Toho Godzilla flick at the local Movie Rama. And it looks to be really amazing. Now, I mean, about Monarch, the show on Apple TV.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet, but I do intend to watch it.
It's actually, we watched the 4th episode last night, which was not the best that they've done so far. But the first 3 episodes were like just amazing. Really, really good.
Cool.
But the Godzilla movie that we're seeing tonight is not set in that universe, in that monsterverse, because so far you've seen, the first Godzilla movie from Legendary that had Godzilla tearing the crap out of San Francisco. Then there was the second one with him and King Kong and Mecha Godzilla. And I don't think they've done another one since then. But this is Toho's Godzilla, the original from Japan.
Okay.
And the cool thing about this one is it's completely Godzilla, and everything is completely CGI, which means there's no mini sets and guys in rubber suits, running around and smacking stuff. So it's all digital. And if you get the chance, look at the trailer for Godzilla -1, which is the name of the movie. And it takes place -1. It actually takes place before the original Godzilla movie that was released in 1954. So this is like probably not that long after post-World War II Japan.
Okay.
And if you watch the trailer, you will see just how amazing everything looks. And Godzilla looks like a true badass. And we're both my wife and I are big Godzilla fans, so we're really looking forward to it.
Cool.
But that's about it.
Are you using the same mic this week? Because I'm still never sure whether I should ask you or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not using the same mic I used last week. I'm back on. Well, it's sort of, because last week I was on the road, NT USB. This week I'm back on the road NT1, which is not a USB microphone, because I've discovered a little trick in Hindenburg, which is the DAW that I use to record the show, that hopefully will make it sound a little better than it has before. We'll see. I'm constantly screwing with my setup and how I record everything. So it shouldn't be a big surprise that I did it again. Yeah.
I think we ought to just jump straight into Gaz's snippets.
No doubt.
No doubt. Well, this isn't a snippet from looking on the web. It's a snippet from an email that I've got saying, why hasn't Apple finished or sorted out my desktop picture changes yet? Because they still haven't, Guy. They still have not fixed fix the background desktop images. It is rubbish. Apple, you are rubbish. It is awful. This is a simple fix. This is a simple process. It's worked every Mac OS since I started using Mac OS. So fix it.
Well, there's only one thing to say about that.
Of course, you realize this means war.
Yeah, not kidding. I tell you, not kidding. I'm really, really getting angry now because this, we've had
Well, you should,
a number
because
of
this has been going
updates.
on way too long.
Way too long. Apple, it is awful. Bloody awful. I even swore, guy. That's
You just said bloody.
Anyway, that was
It's not like you said. Oh, wait. No, not going there.
Anyway, come on, Apple, get it sorted for heaven's sakes. Ridiculous. Back to the proper scazzy snippets. Apple assembler Foxconn are to invest 1.6 billion in an Indian expansion. Now, I thought we'd already heard about this, so whether this is the first expansion, the second expansion, or the third or fourth or fifth, sixth expansion, I don't know. But they're just spending lots of money in India. So
wouldn't that just be somebody from India who ate too much?
That's being rude, and I don't think we should go down that. iOS 17's name drop feature for iPhone. I
think they're going to call it the iPhone.
No, well, yeah. The
or
thing
do you
is,
mean the OS?
OS 17's name drop feature for iPhone, right? Everyone's been complaining about the fact that it's a privacy threat. It isn't, folks. It really isn't. So just go out and see what the whole process is and you'll understand. But god dear, the Ferrari
I know
guy Ferrari that went up about that was ridiculous.
Here's the crazy part is that there was no furor. Is that the right word?
That'll do.
Something like that. When Android did this, like 10 years ago, something like this. And when Apple first announced the name drop thing, I thought that there was just going to be the outcry from Android users going, "Oh, but we had this so long ago. Way to go, Apple, for keeping up." But no, it's everyone's going, "Oh, this is a terrible, terrible security nightmare," which it is not. It isn't. So let's just get back to where Android users cry about it being something that they've had for a long time. Okay, can we get back to that part of it? Jeez.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. I was just looking for my. Here we go.
Androids do not have fun.
Thank you, Data.
Apple Pay to face new regulation in Australia despite a pushback. Apple Pay and other mobile wallet platforms will soon face much more regulation in Australia, as reported by Reuters. Apparently, Australia is set to regulate Apple Pay under the same umbrella as credit cards and other payments. And all I can say to that is, so they should.
Yeah, it should have been from day one.
More than 100 brands have followed Apple's example in ceasing ads on X. More on that in a little while. Apple shares Apple shares the most popular podcasts of 2023. I'm not going to go through them because, of course, we are top. So why go through the rest?
MyMac podcast, number one.
Absolutely.
Everyone else following our
Apple
lead.
has unveiled the top books of 2023 and a year in review experience. And the top book was The Maltese Falcon or something like that. I think it was
Maltese Cube.
That's it. I knew you'd remember
Who
your
wrote
book.
that? Someone named Guy Searle wrote that. You can find that over on Amazon, folks. The Maltese Cube. I'm not proud of it, but it's there.
Apple TV Plus offers a Charlie Brown Christmas free for everyone, like they seem to do every single year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like CBS did when they held the rights, when it was just on regular broadcast TV.
Apple's risk from Huawei phones looks overstated, said an analyst. You know,
paid for by Huawei.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Oh. Bad word.
Bad word. Bad
Not,
word.
not as bad as what Elon said, but it's a bad word nonetheless.
Apparently,
Oh,
going
crap.
back to a bit of a rant that you had, which was a non-rant, we found out later on, but back to a rant that you spoke about, which was Apple maybe censored Robert De Niro's Gotham speech. An anonymous reader shares a report who censored Robert De Niro. The Killers of the Flower Moon actor was gearing up to slam Donald Trump at Monday's Gotham Awards, but when he took the stage, he discovered that the speech he'd planned to give had been altered at the behest of Apple. So why didn't he just read his speech out anyway? I think that's a bit of BS going on there myself.
Yeah. And honestly, stop giving Donald Trump attention. Can we just,
I agree with that.
the guy is like
He's-
the ultimate narcissist, and he loves it.
Guy,
Yeah.
stop giving Donald Trump attention because he's likely to be in detention soon.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Just
You're not
make him
impressed.
go away.
Apple makes up less than 5% of ARM's revenue, and ARM can't do anything about it. Well, that's probably because they're in a contract. The next item I had was Apple apparently pays ARM less than 30 cents in royalties for each chip. And
Yeah.
if that's what the contract was, if that's what the contract is, maybe ARM should have sorted out better royalties at the start.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called pre-thinking, pre-planning. Oh, you didn't do that? Sorry.
WSJ reviews Apple TV Plus series Slow Horses Season 3, one of the best shows on television. I haven't started watching it yet, and we are looking forward to that, I can assure you. Right. 10-year-old Teddy petitions Apple to redesign the nerd face emoji. It's making me feel sad and upset. The issue is, I don't know whether I should say this. He's a 10-year-old Apple fan from the UK. So I have every right because I'm from the UK as well. Teddy, to a degree, looks a little bit like the nerd face. I'm saying no more. I'm going to get told off for that.
I was going to say, like, get a backbone, get some spine.
He's 10, guy.
He's 10.
Give him a break. Yes. I've got to say, the nerd face.
Give him such a break. Right here.
Yeah. I've got to say, the nerd face, it's a bit goofy. It's got two big teeth at the front. So I kind of, take those out a little bit, just leave the glasses on. Anyway, next one. Elon Musk has a message for Apple and others who paused advertising on
Careful.
X. Go F yourself, he said, apparently. And then it was repeated to him, I think, by the interviewer. So that was quite funny. I did hear it.
Yeah.
Made me
and oddly enough, the CEO of X was like, oh, I didn't have a problem with him doing that at all. You're there to build up ad revenue on Twitter, and you don't have a problem with the guy who owns the company telling most of the larger companies that spend a lot of money in advertising to go F themselves.
Yeah, you're taking these far too seriously, guy.
Yeah,
Apple pulls the plug.
Hold on.
Goldman. No, I'm not going to hold on because this is my bit. This is my bit, and I'm carrying on. You shut your mouth. Apple pulls the plug. Or we can both play that game.
No. Go ahead.
Apple pulls the plug on Goldman credit card partnership. Apparently, there's a report out that they have basically said, that's it, Goldman Sachs, we're out of here. However, there doesn't seem to be any confirmation as to whether they're going with anybody else at this stage. We shall see in a few weeks, I think.
What happens to all of us that have those titanium cards? Are they now like no
They've
good
got to
anymore?
be. It's going to be under regulation, guy. It's got to continue. They can't not back it. So I think they've pulled the plug, but that doesn't mean the plug is pulled out completely yet. There's probably still holding the plug at the end of a chain. Beep, 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 until they get somebody else to jump in. So we shall see. I could read all of that, but I'm not going to because
No,
these are snippets.
sorry.
So.
Say,
Find you. Anyway, it's only for you Americans anyway, because we can't get
Yeah.
the card over here. So tough.
no.
Threads is coming to the EU in December. I was just surprised at this. It's not an Apple related story, but I was just surprised that they weren't already in the EU. Just found that odd, really.
Well, chances are, since it's all related to Instagram and Facebook, that they were like, before we route something brand new out into the EU.
Apparently it was unsure whether it could adhere to the bloc's stringent regulations for online services. There you go. But they're going there now anyway. Some Apple silicon chips will soon be produced and packaged in the US.
I wasn't aware of any 3 nanometer fabs that we had here in the US.
Well,
okay,
cool. As part of its efforts to expand in the US manufacturing, Apple today announced that Amcor will package some Apple silicon chips as its new facility being built in Peoria, Arizona. The chips will be produced at a nearby TSMC factory. There you go.
Okay.
UK antitrust regulator wins an appeal to launch an Apple probe. Oh, I hope it's got some grease on it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. It's going up on a SpaceX flight.
How Apple will almost certainly apparently keep emergency SOS via satellite free forever. Probably because it's not costing them very much. Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was going to cost them a lot, but we'll see. Apple loses its bid to stop the UK investigation over cloud gaming, which was different to the other item that I said. Cloud gaming and browsers in reversal. So the ongoing back and forth between Apple and the UK antitrust watchdog will go on. London's Court of Appeal has decided. There you go. They have decided, so that's it. Apparently, I didn't see this guy, but Apple releases Final Cut Pro 10.7 for the Mac.
No, I don't use Final Cut Pro, so.
Oh, well, you wouldn't know then, no. Certainly, macOS Sonoma has had an update, 14.1.2, released with security fixes, but not background photo fixes.
No.
Just thought I'd put that
along
in
with watchOS and iOS. And
will you let me finish?
Yeah, sorry.
iOS 17.1.2 and iPadOS 17.1.2 released for iPhone and iPad with security fixes. However, I have not seen a watch update recently because I've had to update my phone and my iPad and my Mac, but I've not updated my watch at this point. So
I haven't seen one either.
You just thought you'd say it earlier and just interrupt me. Yeah. I thought so. Apple Studios' Killers of the Flower Moon named the best film of 2023 by New York film critics, all of who work in the Apple Store, apparently. Apple and Paramount are considering a discounted TV Plus streaming bundle, Guy.
Oh, that's good. That's good news for me. I'll take advantage of that because I'm already subscribed through Apple.
It'll be good. Plus. It'll be good for me as well. It says Apple in October announced that it was increasing the price of some of its subscription-based services, including Apple TV Plus, which went from $6.99 per month to $9.99 per month, a $3 rise for those who subscribe to Apple TV Plus on an annual basis. The price increased from $69 to $99 a year accordingly. But this would make it a lot more palatable if they had a shared streaming bundle. We'll see what happens.
All those great Star Trek shows except for Discovery.
It's all his at the moment. Washington DC police tell residents to buy AirTags as thieves target Canada goose jackets. Why would you pinch a jacket off a goose? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Really, are the police saying that? Because I'm pretty damn sure that if you call the police to say, I've located my goose jacket because I sewed into the pockets a Apple AirTag. It is at 24th 8th Street on the corner of the banana period. Could you go and get it for me? The police would say, yes, sir, certainly. We'll go and get it now. Don't get it.
Crime in DC is like out of control right now.
Is it? Oh
Yeah,
dear.
it's really bad.
We'll say no more then. New
Yeah.
video provides a rare look inside the Apple Silicon Lab. The reason I brought this in is because I haven't watched it yet, but Apple seem to be doing a lot more of this behind the scenes stuff, which people are quite liking.
Yeah,
Like,
but they don't
loking.
actually show you anything.
No, it's all blur. But they are doing a lot more of it, so we'll see.
It's all just marketing.
Apparently, this coming week, so all depends when you listen to this, folks, Apple Music are hosting a Taylor Swift Eras experience in New York. So, Guy is hanging himself. That, folks, is the end of Gaz's snippets. However, I do have a Gaz's link. And the Gaz's link I've titled as "Good Luck with That." It says the US, the UK, and 16 other countries have pledged to make AI secure by design. Hence my title, "Good Luck with That." That is the end of Gaz's snippets and Gaz's links.
See, this is the reason why Gaz does not put in his links and snippets into the show notes before we start to record this show. So every single thing that he says and every single way that I respond is completely, it's natural. It's just, I listen to it and it's whatever comes into my flipping head as he gets to the end of it. So funny. Yeah. Just security with AI. I'm really thinking that's going to go well. But speaking of security,
you see, we tie in so well. It's just, we're like a well-oiled machine. Well oiled at least.
Yeah. As far as the show goes, we're not
True.
using actual oil on
olive oil.
Is it virgin? I've always how could you have? And I know this has apropos of absolutely nothing.
I know where you're going to go.
What the hell is the difference between virgin olive oil and extra virgin olive oil? What does that even mean?
Okay, guys. So you jump in and help the people, and I'll see while we're doing this live if I can actually see if the interwebs can give me a reasonable answer for the end of this coming section.
Okay, well then I'm just going to go ahead and get started. We were talking.
You do that.
Gaz's link was just talking about security, and our main focus, our main topic this week is how to hopefully not get infected with malware and spam and all the rest of that. And, some of this may seem very basic to longtime Mac users, but remember, there's a lot of new Mac users out there, and that they might believe that just being on a Mac is good enough to keep from getting infected, and that's not true. However, a little common sense and careful actions will prevent nearly all of it. So, first thing is look out for fake websites and don't click on suspicious links. We say this all the time. Be careful what you're clicking on in emails and in stuff that you see on the web, because just because it says it's product A, B, or C, or company D, E, F, it doesn't mean that it actually is. So how can you tell if a link you see online or through an email is actually safe? One good thing to check is to see if it has at the very beginning of the URL HTTPS and not just HTTP at the beginning of the address. If it doesn't at least have HTTPS, leave it be. Though even this is not always a guarantee that it's safe. If you hover your mouse over the link, and this works in Safari, it works in Chrome, it works through emails, it works throughout the Mac OS. If you hover your mouse over a link, it will pop up and show you what the actual web address is. Look at it very carefully. If you think that you're going to go to Disney.com, but the URL reads addspam.floridaresorts.funnybusiness.com or whatever, then it's probably not a good idea to click on that link, as always beware of fake sites imitating others, and never, ever click on anything that a site wants you to download unless you yourself have requested it. What do you think about that advice, Gaz?
Yeah, I do agree. I often right click on the website and just do a check. But generally these days, you don't need to have a link sent to you to do something important, because you can normally go direct to the website and then log in from there. If it's something that someone sent you, that's probably more dangerous then, because it's, you know, do you trust what they're sending you, and is there anything, because it doesn't take much on that website for you to be able to be caught out. You know, sometimes you can't even tell the little, because there can be a pixel even on the web page, which can be dangerous. So, you know, do you trust the person who's sending you a link? And as to Guy's point about the HTTPS, also almost stick it into, you know, Google and see if it verifies that lock as well. Because a lot of these places now have certificates which they go backwards and forwards with. So yeah, I agree with most of that. You just be careful, folks. But certainly if it's important to you, you know, if it's anything to do financially, you must already have the web pages somewhere, or just do a search in, you know, Bing or Google or any of the many different search engines that are out there, and go directly to the page, or type, you know, the page in yourself. Keep it stored. A lot of actually the password managers can also say, hang on a minute, this password that I've got here for you to sign into this web page doesn't line up with the web page that you're sending me to sign in. So, you know, there are many ways of checking. The thing is, if you're in doubt, you know, leave it out. That's all I can say. You know, don't carry on with it. If you know, if there's any doubt in your head, then move away from the ticker. That's what I say.
If you're fondom, wear a condom. That's our advice.
That's it.
But
that'll do.
But if it's like going to a bank, if it's going to eBay, if it's going to Amazon, and like you said, if your automatic password manager that you have through Safari or maybe 1Password is like, that's not it. For the love of God, do not copy and paste your account name and password into that, because chances are you're going to rack up some big charges there. Next what I have here is keep all the software that you use up to date. Keeping your Mac OS and other software up to date will give you the latest protection that Apple and your app developers can give you. Just make sure those updates are actually from Apple and the developers who created those apps. Most apps either have an automated process that looks for updates on startup, or have a way to check for them, usually in the app dropdown. And what I mean by that is, when you open up an application, you're going to see the first two things that you're going to see in your menu on the top, going from left to right. You're going to see the Apple logo, and then you're going to see the name of the active program that is currently first and foremost on the screen. And usually the menu that's there will give you an opportunity to look for updates. That's how most apps actually do it. Not all of them, but most of them actually work in that way. So always when you open up an app, and if it tells you that there's an update and it's coming directly from the app developer through the app, then chances are it's pretty safe to go ahead and do that update.
Agreed.
Next, engage an ad blocker. A lot of malware can come from pop-up fake ads with unrealistic deals to entice you to click on them. And I actually got caught with this myself through a phony Facebook ad. They were advertising a particular type of guitar for $100. I went and I looked at the website and it was like, I don't know, but I went ahead and I used, fortunately, I used, God, what's that called? It's how I do, it's how I do a lot of my transactions online, through like eBay and stuff like that. What is that called? Damn it. Now
PayPal.
I can't think. PayPal. Thank you. I used PayPal. And because I used PayPal, I was able to reverse and dispute the charge once it was obvious that nothing was going to happen from the person who was selling it, and I got my money back. But there was still, even with that, there was no guarantee that that I was going to get my money back. So be very, very careful of the links that you click on, and if a deal seems too good to be true, chances are it is. But what ad blockers should keep the majority of those type of pop-ups on your Mac, but always be suspicious of unasked for links and pop-ups that you didn't actually want. Next is use antivirus software or VPNs. And now there are companies that have paid for antivirus software that will scan everything that you download onto your Mac, but unless you engage in, let's call it risky behavior online or something like that, the free malware Bytes app that you manually can use like once a week or once a month or whatever, should be sufficient. Just make sure that also gets updated. Now, a VPN can keep trackers from following you around by isolating your Mac and making it look like it's from somewhere else. But some VPNs make it harder to go to certain sites that basically actively look to see if you're using a VPN, like a lot of the streaming services do. Last thing I've got for this section is trackers. Many websites use, I'm laughing because he's changing some of the words. He's adding use. No, how dare you? How dare you, sir, add use? Many websites use cookies trackers to try and not only see what information they can glean from you, but also to see where you're going next. Now, Safari has a built-in anti-tracker that if it isn't on already, you can engage it manually. Go to System Preferences, and then in your named account, go to iCloud, then turn on Private Relay. Or while you're in Safari, go to the menu bar and under View, go to Customize Toolbar and add what looks like kind of a half shield. I don't, how else would you describe that? It's like, it's a shield that's like half filled in kind of thing. And what that will do is if you hit it when you go to a site, it will not only tell you how many trackers are on that site, but also tell you what those trackers are. And as an example, and I use this because this particular website should be ashamed of themselves for this, CNN has typically over 70 different trackers on their site. And actually, you know what? I'm curious. I'm going to go here to Safari and I'm going to look up MSNBC. Hold on. MSNBC. And let's see how many trackers they have. MSNBC has 23 trackers. Now, let's go over to Fox. Fox.com. They have, oh, no, not that. I hit the wrong thing. 16 trackers. So No, don't you? It's telling me stuff. Stop telling me stuff. There we go. I accidentally hit something on the fox.com site and it started talking to me something, but that was just more distracting than anything else. But always found it ironic that the site that you should be able to go to for unbiased news has over 70 trackers typically to follow you around wherever you go after you visit them. And the one that everyone screams about has the least number of trackers. I just think that's weird. Anyway,
Cool.
these are things that you should be paying attention to as you browse the web. And I hope that that the information that we've talked about today will make its way into your mind brain, and you'll be more careful about what you do online. Yes, I said mind brain.
You crazy man. You crazy man.
I'm nodding my head. Are you nodding?
I'm nodding my head as well because you're crazy.
I hit the wrong one. Oh crap.
we both had issues with hitting the wrong button today.
What a freaking train wreck.
It's time for Gassie's tip.
Train wreck.
Oh dear, that's funny. Guy, in messages on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've noticed or used it. But you now have to press the little plus icon that comes out on the left hand side, and then you've got various different applications which pop up. Well, if once you press that button, you press the plus sign, if you then I think you can then hold down on the apps, a long press on the app once the apps are up, or a long press on the apps there, and you can then change the order. So if you've got a particular app that you're often using in your messages, you can move it to the top of the order of the list. However, there's another thing. Most people, I think, use that plus sign to put a picture into the message that they're going to send somebody. And generally that picture is in their library, in their photo library.
Right.
If you press a long press on the plus sign, so you don't just press the plus sign and let the app list come up, you actually press and hold that plus sign, it automatically takes you straight into the photo picker. That
Really?
made my life so much better when I found that out. And I'm nodding my head.
Oh, damn it.
Hit it. That's the end of Gassie's tips. That's the end of Gassie's tips. That's the end of Gassie's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Okay, and I've tried it, and it does work.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it does.
Yeah. Guaranteed by Guy Searle.
That makes it so much better.
Or, some other word.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Extra virgin olive oil. You thought I'd forgotten, didn't you? You thought I'd forgotten. Extra virgin olive oil is the highest quality olive oil. It is an unrefined oil, which means it is made by cold pressing whole olives without any additional heat or chemicals. In order to be certified as extra virgin olive oil, the oil must be lab tested for acidity and peroxide values, as well as blind tasted by a certified tasting panel for flavored defects. Apparently, regular olive oil, well, that's just the stuff that they've used their feet to crush. No, regular olive oil is a lower grade olive oil that consists of all or mostly refined olive oil. Sometimes producers will run the olive oil paste through the mill multiple times to extract more oil. So there you go.
Okay. And you can take that extra virgin olive oil and pour it into a volcano to keep it from erupting. But that's what I heard anyway.
Yeah, not sure that works actually.
Well, yeah, because I think they might have tried that in Hawaii, but didn't work.
Made it.
We don't have any feedback unless Gaz has something.
I do not.
Okay, so no feedback. No feedback for us.
Sad.
That's very sad.
Sad.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah. And that means that you're probably not going to go to patreon.com/MacParrot.
Oh, Hang on a minute.
and give any money, or go to coffee.com/MacParrot, or pay a pal at paypal.me/MacParrot.
Mac Parrot.
Yeah.
Well,
And Gaz,
what?
if people wanted to contact you and say, I only use extra virgin olive oil because I'm weird that way, how would they
I'd-
do so?
Well, they could, but I'd say definitely not.
Yeah.
Just send an email to gaz@mymac.com. GAZ
Yeah.
mymac.com. You should also contact me on all of the socials. That's Threads, and that's Mastodon, which is gazmaz@c.im, GAZMAZ.
Cars.
On X's, I'm still on X's, even though he's not paying me, or I'm not paying him.
Yeah,
And it's
F him.
Gazmaz again. Counter Social, I'm on there as well. You can also contact on the X's myself and Guy. We are Guy and Gaz, GYANDGAZ on
Lars.
the X's. You can also send an email to feedback, Guy.
Yeah.
That's FWDBACK
Okay, at
mymac.com. Now.
Yeah.
His name was Guy.
Ugh.
No fooling.
Oh.
Straight in there, you see. I don't mess about. If they want,
An email from Guy.
how would they do it?
Well, it's so simple. Open the email client of your choice and just type in,
Guy says,
well,
Well,
that probably won't work.
that one.
That'll work, yeah. Guy at mymac.com. You can also follow me on the X's. I am MacPettit.
Oh, I'm on the wrong
And-
flipping page now.
Oh. And VertShark over there on the Twitter. See, you need to set up a smart set with favorites in Farrago, and you can just add all those in and just go to a single
do
page.
know-
But this
do
is
know how
not
to
Guy's
use it.
tips.
I've just got too
Yeah.
many different ones that I use for
Um,
you, Guy.
I am also on Counter Social and Mastodon.
Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon!
Yeah.
Bacon! Bacon!
Gotta be there. What does it say? I can't read. Over there on Counter Social and Mastodon.social, I am Mac Parrot. I am Mac Parrot on Threads and like all the other places that you might want to go to. I check them all on a somewhat infrequent basis because I am a busy Mac Parrot. Now, Gaz, if people wanted to call us, I bet you know from memory
Yeah.
what that number is.
Okay, let me think. It's 703 828 4877. No, 4677.
Okay, one more
That was
time,
from
please.
memory.
That was
703
close.
828 4677. 703
That's right.
703 703 828 828 828 4677 4677 4677. And if
Yeah.
you dial all of those numbers, the world will explode.
It pretty much will. Google Voice would be like, what the hell is your problem? What are you trying to do here? It must be because of Guy and Gas. That's the only thing I can think of.
The only thing. The only thing.
Only thing. So we are now near the end of the show, Gaz. Sad face. So sad. Such
Aw.
a sad face.
It is.
And we would like to tell all of you, every single one of you, thank you. Thank you so very, very much for downloading and effing listening, as Elon Musk might say, to the MyMac.com podcast. We really, really do appreciate it. And Gaz, I think that we are good enough and that this week, especially this week,
Especially.
we were smart enough.
Yeah.
And that doggone it, woof, 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 the amazing dog that sometimes you can't find in a picture. People like us.
Oh, and P.S. folks, we might take a few weeks off.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, before we go, we were going to talk about that. Next week, there's not going to be a show. The week after that, there's not going to be a show. And the week after that is like Christmas Eve. There's not going to be a show. Unless something really big happens, then we may try to record something. But for the most part, yeah, we're taking a couple weeks off. We both have, we're coming into the holiday season. We got stuff going on, family and friends, all that other happy stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be off the air for a couple of weeks. Doesn't mean we're going away. Doesn't mean we're pod fading. It just means we're taking a break. We can do that.
And you never know. We might throw one in the middle there anyway.
Just because we're obstinate like that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
Do you think that swimming with sharks is expensive?
Tell me.
I tell you what, it was certainly expensive for me because it cost me an arm and a leg.
Should have known that. 1 week in a row.
End.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on home and go home.